Hello, Rebel GMan Season 11, Division 5G. Welcome to your first recap of the season. Technically, it's a precap because we're not recapping anything just yet. Nothing's happened other than people have taken tickets. Now, you will notice this says registered teams 10 out of 14. Now, as it stands, this was originally designed to be a 10-man division, and unfortunately, Haringzord made a little bit of a mistake, and it was a 14-man division. Now, what we're doing at the moment is we're trying to figure out if we've got enough ramp-up coaches to just make it a 14-man division, or if we're going to have to, unfortunately, empty the division out, build it back as a 10-man division, and then resend you your tickets. So what I'm going to need you to do is to keep an eye on your team inbox. It will either say competition started, or there'll be a fresh ticket waiting for you. And I am sorry for that. There's not much we can do at the moment. It was a simple mistake, but we had a lot to do in one day. Now, anyway, on with the recap. I am your host. I'm Full Metal. You can tell that because it's my YouTube channel. 1 plus 1 tends to equal 2. I am joined by my co-recapper, who is Mcnugget.
Hello, Division 5G.
Yeah,
I am Mcnugget.
Like I said, so it's going to be an interesting one. We've got 10 teams to talk about, but we can't pull the trigger and start this competition at the moment, so we won't yet be able to talk about your matchups, and I am sorry for that. We will get it fixed as soon as we can. Now, you will notice there's not going to be a ton to talk about Game 1. It's more about having a quick look at the race distribution and the initial starting builds. So we're going to start at the beginning, and it's a dwarf team. Tyrion's trialed by combat. Yeah, it's Gremzilla. Might say Hargrim, but trust us, it's definitely Gremzilla. We recapped his division last season, actually. He was playing elves, and in the finest tradition of Blood Bowl, he got murdered as elves and re-rolled to dwarves.
It's a tale as old as time, Metal. The elf coach that goes, I'm not playing this anymore. Let's go play dwarves.
All those dwarves just murdered me all season. I hated it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be the dwarves. It happens a lot, actually, yeah. And it's a standard build. We're not looking at anything fancy. It's not inducement dwarves or anything. So it's got all the positionals, and it's got 3 rerolls because dwarves are such a stupidly cost-efficient team.
Yes, stupidly. Hargrim, of course, is also joining me at in Aussie in October at the Tabletop World Cup.
Oh, awesome.
So I will be following him here and cheering him on alongside my fellow tabletopper. And as if I didn't need any more reason, I quite like his theme.
Yeah, it's from Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Of course. It is all Game of Thrones characters. It was Vikings.
Little friends.
It was Vikings last season, so what we're learning is that Hargrim really likes TV shows. I can get behind that. Now, we do have a Nurgle team next, the Rot Fiends by Timpix. Now, if you don't already know who I am and what I'm about, I might be playing Brett this season, but no longer than 2 seasons ago, I actually had the biggest Nurgle team in Rebel. So I'm going to be watching the development of this one with close attention. He's actually started a different way than I did. He's probably started the most efficient way when it comes to development, which is all 4 Nurgle warriors, but I just hate 2 rerolls on RG3 teams, so I went for the 3 rerolls and 3 warriors build. I also then went Mighty Blow first on all the warriors and had an awful first season. Don't do that. Take block. Yeah. Trust me.
Metal's tip of the week: take block first on Nurgle warriors.
Please take block first. It's just woeful. He has got his lone Pestrigal, who's going to be probably the touchdown king on this team. It's a Nurgle team. You can't say too much about it.
You can say, don't expect to win a lot of games this season. Stick with it. If you need proof of that, Helgen, who was in one of my divisions last season, I think he went. How many times a week did he go? I don't like Nurgle. I'm re-rolling them until the last 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think he won 2 games. I like them. He won 2 games all season, and they were right at the end.
Yeah, when Nurgle started coming together, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's not the best, sadly. They're not the best early team. You basically just got to stick with them, get the development in. The first season Nurgle experience is usually I lost a lot. It was kind of grim. The second season Nurgle experience starts to get good. That's where you start to draw every game, like Lava Jackal, who's further up.
Yeah, every game.
Now it is a challenge figuring out exactly how to turn draws into wins with Nurgle. It's something that you've got to learn. Now the next team is interesting because they're broken. Like Zinj has broken the game. It's something to do with an injected team icon or something that's turned everyone black.
Zinj has broken the game as much as his precious Minotaur got broken at playoffs.
Now, speaking of initial team builds, do we like the 1 reroll 3 double ward answer?
This is the quintessential Inarian build, I think, as it's called on the Champions Ladder. It is the I am going to pray to Almighty Nuffle that I survive my first game and get 50k to buy an apple.
Yes, please God, get me that 40k for the apple.
Yep. That's what this build is.
I have to say, big fan of the player names though. Bark Ruffalo is an incredible treatment name. That's incredible. It's just, they're so good. I like it.
Christian Dale, I like Christian Dale.
And of course they're called Drow You See Me because Drow are the underground, like dark elves in D&D.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I'm not sure. At first I thought it was a bit of a on the film Now You See Me as well, but I don't remember George Clooney or Keanu Reeves being in it.
Or Christian Bale, so it's just,
I think Zinj just went, I've got a theme, and remembered Mark Ruffalo and Woody Harrelson, and that's it when it stops.
Yeah, it's about where it goes, isn't it? Sacrifice.
Oh, no, they're not. They're all about like con films, because George Clooney was in
Ocean's 11.
Lawrence Fishburne was in 21 as the enforcer in the club.
I like it, yeah. Okay, good. Right, Sacrifice the 9th is the next. Demu and Nickel. Pray to the gods of 8 and 9. Because, of course, he's a lizard team, and 1 in 9s kill them.
Yes.
Oh god, we've got another set of actors, and these might be better. Billy Boa Thornton, Channing Taipan. Oh, it's
Komodo Reeves.
James Viper Beak. That one is a little bit stretched, but I like it too. Chris Hemsworth, Snake. It's all snakes and actors. I love it. Fantastic theme. Well done. Well done. And you can't really say much about it. It's frankly, it's a lizard team. That's how this is how you start lizard teams. You get all Sixsaurus, you get the Crocs, you get the Skinks up to 11, and you take 2 rerolls and go, I'm done. And then you get an Apo, and then you get another reroll.
And that's it. And you then just destroy things.
And then you pray that you don't want a 9.
Yeah. For about 7 games.
Yeah, but a couple of great player naming themes back to back there. Very, very, very pleased with those.
Yes.
Now we've got Skaven next. Gut and Run, Pachulo. What's yours is mine now. And it is, once again, default Skaven team. Zach,
Yep, I like the build with the throw. So I know there's a couple of Skaven teams that actually don't take the thrower initially.
Now, the reason I definitely wouldn't take the thrower is because you don't have spare alignment, right? There's 2 schools of thought with how you start Skaven. You can either start them with 12 players and no Apo, and then you don't take the thrower because that gives you an extra 20k towards the Apo.
Yep.
So you basically get the Apo after game 1, or you go with 11 players and the Apo. And I've never been 100% decided on which I prefer.
Mm-hmm. I think for longer leagues, this is probably the smarter way to go, because there could be nothing more annoying than losing a gutter runner game 1 or
losing gutters not too bad.
Vermin
it's
as well.
If you lose a storm vermin, it hurts. Gutters, you've got 4 of them, and they're already 80k. Storm vermin are a little bit more expensive, and you only get 2 of them, and you need the early development on them. So they're the guys you're trying to force the handoffs to, and if they don't exist, you can't level them. I think the Storm Vermin are the key to a successful early Skaven team.
Definitely.
Oh, there's also the build where you take the Rat Ogre, but we're not going to talk about that.
Metal hates Rat Ogre, so if you do get one, make sure you call it Full Metal Roger.
The Blazing Whiskers are next. Rideable Llama, who has been around in Rebel in the past. He's another reroll. There's a lot of faces we've seen before in this division, let's just say, on new teams. And it's an Underworld team. And it is... Again, it looks like it's more...
Singers. They're singers.
Yeah.
And
more
then
stars.
George Takei for some reason.
Well, yeah, okay. Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's the default build. It's not the default build, actually, because he's missing a thrower. I personally would swap a couple of goblins for that thrower, simply because you kind of need all of the strength 3 you can get your hands on this team. And you do still, of course, have time. Until you play your first game, you can make that change if you want to. I mean, maybe he knows what he's doing, and maybe I'm wrong, but I would like the second thrower, personally.
Well, that's the thing. So you could either go down to 13 players and get the second thrower. No.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, 13 players and get the second thrower. Or if you go down to 12, you can get the second thrower and the apple. Because this team doesn't
12
have an
is
apple yet.
scary though. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but is it better than not having a blitzer
no,
live
true. You're
or
very
patrol?
true. You're very right. I personally would go with the thrower simply because, trust me, I've played Underworld a bit, and you can get outstrengthed so incredibly easily, even when you've got all your strength
as well. Yeah.
But it's your choice. I mean, I'm interested to see how it works out if he does continue with his build. We've got Ricky Titan next, another name from...
Very familiar, yes.
Yeah, they used to be the Distuco Dwarfs, now the Distuco Titan Dragons. He's actually gone the other way. He went, instead of starting at elves, getting murdered and going to dwarves, he's started at chorves, realised that Rebel hates chorves and put masses of bounties on them last season, and re-rolled to elves, which is it's opposite there for Ricky.
It is, and this is the high elf build I prefer. The 2 rerolls and no apple, just so you can get the catchers on the board.
Yeah.
Now,
also, apples are cheaper in play than a reroll once you've started your first match.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just getting lots of SPP. Mel covered a couple of high elf teams last season, and the difference between the ones that did well and the ones that struggled was the amount of vanity passes they were making to generate SPP at the early points.
We do actually have, with a Wood Elf team in this division as well, we're going to talk about this a lot every recap until people start doing it. Literally, if you have the ball and it's safe to do so, and you've basically got 2 players left to move or something, you know what I mean? Everyone's disengaged, you're in a good spot. Chuck the ball from one of them to the other one, right?
Yeah.
Because you might not look like a lot. 1 SPP is just 1 SPP, but you know what? If you can do it 6 times a game, that's a level on a player.
Yeah.
And if you can do it 6 times every game, that's every player leveled up just from vanity passes by game 11.
And it's not also that, but it does put a lot of your players in MVP range, meaning that lineman got 5 SPP, that's not a level. Another lineman got 5 SPP, that's not a level. They're turning into levels, not nothing till the next time they get SPP.
Yeah, and if you do it early, you get the level when you get hit by the MVP rather than having it go, okay, well, I've got 5 SPP, let's force the pass now.
Yeah.
Right, another returning coach. Now, there is a ton of Nurgle in this division, but we didn't have a lot of choice. There's a lot of fresh Nurgle at the moment, and it's Stuff from My Fridge by Ginger Wolf. It's very
I know, I love it, and then it's just like near the bottom, lettuce, yogurt, not eggs.
I'm so disappointed that the man doesn't have appleware in his fridge, though.
No. The biggest thing, now this normally tells coaches apart that, like really have to follow their team themes, is he going to fire the rotters that he accumulates if they're not called things from his fridge? Or is he going to buy things? Like a jar.
like a random elf.
Yes.
I've got an elf in my fridge, it's fine. Don't ask.
Is he going to go and find David Bowie from the grave if he kills him from the other team?
I think you can't really afford to ever sack rotters. You need that bench on Nurgle, so... And again, we've said this already this morning. You've got to... Nurgle are a team where you just embrace the blow. You just got to suck it up and get big. And that's what they do. Now, I have to say, we're gonna probably say it once a week, and I need to explain the meme early. Ginger Wolf has one of the most famous Khemri Blitterers in the entire league. The incredibly, unfortunately misnamed Applewah. Because he tried to spell apple and ended with a W rather than an E. And it became a legend. It was the Blitzerer that became a legend for a while. Yeah. So we're going to reference that at least once a week. At least now you know where it came from.
Yes.
Now we've got not Muppetillo, but Bigotillo, who is Leganaderia Agapito. It sounds like he's probably also Spanish. He's also got his motto as Ole, so it's almost certainly true.
Me hablo español. I love speaking Spanish.
Do you want to do some of the names for us?
I'll leave that to you, Metal. I'll let you learn this week.
Interesting. Right, I'm gonna slap this one up. Right, we've got a little.
I don't like it. I'm sorry, but Metal will tell you all what team I predominantly play.
You Dark Elves.
On tabletop, but in G-Man. On tabletop, yes, but in Rebel, what team do I normally play?
You are a Chaff coach, and
What one thing do I hate more
No,
than ever?
I've pressed the button. Don't worry. The button's pressed. Right. I am not 100% sure about prioritizing an apple and the team reroll over 2 blockers. I personally, when I play Chavs, go all in on the positionals. Take both bulls, all the blockers, as little hobgoblins as possible.
I'll say it this way. Brigatio, you're away to get a PM on Discord from me right now, and it's nicely going to say remove 2 hobgoblins and the apple and the reroll, and you don't even need to remove the apple.
Put the reroll down and back away slowly.
Yeah, the reroll down, no mass. Get the Dwarfs in there, okay? Trust me.
Remember, you can still make changes to your build, but it's bold. I mean, maybe he's played Dwarfs. Maybe that's how it works best for him.
No.
You can't.
2 things you don't do. 2 things as Dwarfs that you do and don't do. One is you have all 6 Dwarfs and 2 bulls.
And no
That's
Minotaur.
number 1. And number 2 is you never make the bull carrier the ball carrier.
No. Number 2 is you don't take the Minotaur, which he hasn't done.
Yeah. But no, that's not even doesn't even need to be on the list.
Right. the final coach in the division so far is actually another Wood Elf team. The Zinj actually mentored Mosh Ninja in the Rookie League before they came over. So they actually, Zinj asked nicely if they could be put in the same division, and because I'm a good guy, I went, yeah, I can do that. And now it says the TRBBL tryhards, and if you don't know what the TRBBL are, they were originally the Gaming Dads League. They actually have rebranded since that time, and I can't 100% remember exactly what TRBBL stands for, but I will look up Ninja Bread Man's message where he explained it to me to see what it stood for. The totally relaxed Blood Bowl League, because they wanted to separate from Gaming Dads because it's a registered trademark and it was tying their hands over what they couldn't do. I've played in the Gaming Dads League. If you are looking for something, when they were Gaming Dads, I mean, it's the same guys running it, the same people. They're a good bunch of guys. If you're looking for a more relaxed environment to play Blood Bowl, because you have to be a dad. By the by, it's it was part of the rules. I don't know if it is now. You had to. They kind of maybe a bit more relaxed now. They're the totally relaxed Blood Bowl League, but it's kind of good if you like you're unavailable a lot. You're not available on a great schedule.
I would also say that if you would like to play in it and you don't currently have children, just drop Metal a PM. He's got plenty that he can lend out to you.
God, I don't know if I'd get in trouble for doing that, but no. We'll talk about Mosh Ninja himself and the
I have
tryhards.
one point that we're going to have to tell Zinj off for. Now, Metal, what is the one thing we don't like to see on teams? Standard player names.
We tend to prefer good names. Sorry.
And so, if Zinj was the mentor, we're going to blame him for this, aren't we?
Yes, we're not going to blame Mosh Ninja. It's clearly he needed to be more educated in the in the ways of naming your players in a nice fashion. We could, by the by, still come back and see them renamed next week, but I don't know if we will.
Depends if they watch this.
But it's definitely Zinj's fault. So it's okay. Now, it's actually, you can tell it's the same build Zinj went for. So you can. I reckon they're probably going to be providing a lot of advice backwards and forwards. Like Zinj said, he wanted to be around his mentor, his mentee, to continue that training a bit. Obviously, he's not going to help him in game, but there'll be advice and stuff afterwards. But hey, we give advice too. My current advice is rename your players.
Yeah, definitely. Stop listening to Zinj and rename your players.
Now, I'm going to take a moment to... Obviously, we can't talk about the matchups because we can't set it up just yet. But I'm going to look at teams to watch. And I think Zinj is definitely a threat in this league, in this division.
Went very far in the playoffs last season.
Although he did have a stupid Minotaur, so...
It died. It's okay. We can laugh about it now.
We can laugh about it now. The other ones, I would never write off Ricky Titan. Because A, they're elves, and B, the man's been around a while, he knows what he's doing. And I really, in this division particularly, like the lizards to do well as well. Because lizards can handle a lot of... They can handle the bash teams because they're better than most of them at this point.
Yep. By the same point, I'm looking at the dwarfs thinking they must be rubbing their hands together going, elves, yep. Undead,
elves,
lizards, I've got
Skaven,
yep.
High elves.
I've got dauntless for lizards, yep.
I mean, the dwarves are possibly the apex predators of this division, But
until
winning
until
as
Bigatillo
dwarves
gets chores.
is a very different experience than winning as elves, which was Hargrim's previous team. And I don't know enough about Hargrim to know if he's that experienced with elves. I'm not saying he's going to fail or anything, but there is the question of, has he played elves enough dwarves to not make those positional mistakes? Because you can beat wood elves up and down the pitch, but if you don't position correctly, they'll just take the ball off you and win.
Yes.
There won't be many of them left, but they'll do it. So if he can do that, I think Hargrim is another threat as well. The Nurgle guys, sorry boys, I just don't have faith in Season 1 Nurgle. You're gonna just suck it up and get some touchdowns, okay? Do your best. You'll be fine. Season 2 will be great.
Yes.
Any closing thoughts?
Very much what you just said there. I think definitely Zinj, for the whole division, if you're looking at that one guy that you should all hate together and want to absolutely destroy their team, it is Zinj.
Well, A, because he ruined the colour of his players. B, because he didn't tell Ninja to name his players.
Yep. C, he had a stupid Mino. and D, just it's Zinj.
But you know what he does have? He's a game developer and he's got a game out. It was on Kickstarter, and if you get in touch with him and you're into stuff like Dwarf Fortress type things or RimWorld, he's got a game that is very much inspired by those games, and you should totally check it out. Because
I've played it. I can personally say it's amazing, and definitely drop Zinj a message. His Discord name is the same as his coach name. I am actually surprised he didn't go full sellout and put his company link in his
King Under the Mountain as his team name or something. No, he's
yes,
not that
the
guy.
game is King Over the Mountain. If you are into those sort of games, definitely drop him a message, even just for info. And if I would say if any of the guys in the division are streamers, feel free to PM me or Metal your Twitch names. We could put them in next week's recap at the
we
bottom
can at least
of the
talk
YouTube
about
description.
it. If not, also if you just, if you need any advice or anything, we are happy to help.
Yes. And just go get your 6 chores, Bigatillo, okay? I'm actually PAing with Muppatillo right now to translate this.
Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you, Nugget, for joining me.
Thank you very much.
You all stay classy,
stay
folks.
classy.
I hate you.
I hate you more.